Here we are at the City Nightclub in Edinburgh for the W3L wrestling event. It's just completely finished. It was absolutely fantastic, and we have got a superstar beside us here in Fresh Alternative Z and Sapphire. It is none other than a legend in wrestling, I would call him, in his own right as well. It is the fantastic Doug Williams from Noah, from Ring of Honor, TNA, and of course you are an ambassador as well, Doug. How are you feeling about being in Edinburgh and wrestling in the heart of Scotland?
I'm excited actually. This is only the second time I've ever wrestled in Edinburgh in 21-year career, and the first time was last year at the Fringe Festival. So this is my first proper show in Edinburgh, believe it or not.
So was that with a wrestling company at the Fringe, or was it?
No, it was a comedy thing that was put on called The Wrestling, and it was a bunch of comedians and a bunch of wrestlers, and they just did like comedy wrestling matches. It was a lot of fun. There's some well-known comedians there, and it drew about 500-600 people. It was great.
Could you see yourself going down that route? Mick Foley's done it.
Oh, I don't know really. No, I'm probably I'm not that imaginative. I'm not that much of a storyteller that I can sit there and enjoy getting people to laugh. I'll do little sound bites. That's fine, but doing it for an hour or so, I couldn't do that. Stand up and talk for an hour.
Right. So
you wrestling, right?
We all know you very well for wrestling in TNA.
Uh-huh.
What is the biggest match of your career that you had in TNA?
Oh, that was definitely against AJ Styles, where I won the TV title. I think it was a TV title at the time. It might have been the Global. They kept changing the name. I think that was definitely it on pay-per-view. December 2010, I want to say.
Brilliant. And I mean, there's been lots of British wrestling is coming up in the ranks again, isn't it? How do you feel it's going now?
Definitely. I mean, now there is a wealth of talent. There is hundreds and hundreds of shows around the country every week. Just needs that next step, just needs that mainstream exposure, TV or something like that kind of push it to make people real stars again, because people are stars in their own towns, or they eke out a living doing it, but they need something else to give it that little bit of celebrity that hasn't quite got yet. The people's there, the talent's there, just needs that push.
Well, we know that ourselves because we do reality TV at the side of radio, and without the TV exposure, who are you?
Yeah.
Exactly. So I know what you're saying. What do you think of the way wrestling is going in America at the moment? Do you think it's getting that reality sort of status now?
To me, it kind of holds stagnant in America. Like, there's no real new ideas coming on. They keep the same treadmill. They keep doing the same sort of thing. There's a lot more, as you say, there's a lot more reality or kind of behind the scenes kind of access stuff they do, like exclusive footage and filming people in real situations. But to me, they've never really grasped hold of that reality show concept that other kind of mediums have. Wrestling, they just kind of let it pass it by. Maybe it's a little bit too late to jump on that boat. I don't know.
Okay. Have you had any major injuries in your career, and if you have, what is the worst?
Oh, definitely. I mean, right now I've got a pinched nerve in my neck, and I've lost the strength, or losing the strength in my left arm. So that's being researched at the moment, find out what the problem is there. I'm a little bit worried about that, but should be okay. Apart from that, I tore a rotator cuff in my shoulder, which is a muscle inside my shoulder, and I couldn't lift or move my arm for 18 months or so. That's probably the worst thing I've done.
So serious. So you'll probably get operated then?
I don't know. I had an MRI last week. I guess the consultant's going to assess what needs doing. To be fair, I'm losing strength in my arm, but it's not painful when I wrestle or do every run-of-the-mill everyday things. It's just the strength training I'm having a problem with, so who knows.
Magnificent. And see with the ambassador thing, what does that entail? What's your role in that?
It's just really trying to promote British wrestling on a global scale. It was always since it came off TV in this country, it's always been quite isolated. Other countries around the world where wrestling's big, they never really looked at England anymore because they thought it died when TV. So my role has always been try and get that exposure back out there, and it's worked. More British wrestlers are getting signed, more of them are travelling abroad. And it's just keeping that momentum going, getting more guys out there, and getting seen by the international scene.
And are you missing the American side of things? You must have a lot of friends from TNA and stuff.
Oh, definitely, yeah. I miss being there. It's a different kind of thing. You know, it's a TV show first and wrestling second. You know what I mean? So it's nice to get back and be a little bit more creative when you come back here and wrestle on live shows. But yeah, I like living there as well. You know, but it's always nice to be home, of course. Home comforts. You know.
So who was your best friend? Who did you take to mostly when you were with TNA?
I mean, Nick and Rob Terry, you know, Magnus and Rob Terry, the two British Invasion. I probably hung out with those the most. But probably my best friend when I was there was Alex Shelley. Yep. Used to, you know, kind of room with him and travel with him and things like that.
Because everybody has their favourite friend, don't they?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and it just suited us both. You know, we had the same kind of mindset and the same kind of attitude towards wrestling, so we got on pretty well.
And is it true to say that you're a party animal when you're out and about in America with the guys, or is it just laid back?
Maybe when I was younger, not so much anymore. You know?
Fantastic.
Moves on.
Doug, what's next for you?
I'm just pushing on the ambassador role. I've got a few things in the pipeline now. Maybe go back to Japan. I'm still looking at that. We'll see. But as I say, it depends really on this next situation and whether I'll be able to carry on in the same kind of vein as I'm going at the moment. You know, I'm doing 2 or 3 shows a week at the moment. It's quite hard going, but we'll see.
Fantastic. Well, what I'll do is I'll give you my details, and if you keep in touch with us, we can get you promoted as well. We'll promote you if you're needing any of that as well, because it's always good to have a helping hand, as they say. Everybody needs it. We need it anyway. Yeah. Lovely to meet you, Doug.
All right.
Thanks very much, and the best of luck with the future, and I hope the arm gets better.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.